Hi everybody, welcome back to another long overdue episode of All Things Taeler. I am outdoors enjoying the sunshine, just got done with an awesome outdoor workout. Easy to breathe, super healthier, I love it. So, I wanted to do some Slinky tested and Taeler approved tips and tricks to help you and your new furry friends. So whether you are not shopping but adopting a pet, or what have you, want to teach your dog new tricks, here is some helpful tips and tricks to help lessen your adjustment period to give you a better, healthier, happier, forever friendly home. So here we go. Consistency is key. Repetition, patience, persistence, simple. Basically what I'm trying to say is you need to be repetitive, you need to stay consistent, you need to have lots and lots of patience. Anybody that's raised a child or knows anything about little babies knows that a baby doesn't right out of the get start speaking full sentences. They start off with their first word and then they get more words and then they gradually start speaking sentences. The same thing is basically puppies are little babies, okay? They're gonna make mistakes, they're gonna have adjustment periods, they learn at their own pace, they all have their own personalities. So how do you cope with this to make adjusting to life with you awesome? Patience. Start off with very simple but clear commands, and make sure that when you're doing these commands you also do them with hand signals. It's going to help your dog remember to the point where if you're repetitive, if you are very consistent with it and persistent, you will no longer need to verbally say your commands, you can just do emotions. So, no is a very big but basic one. Sit, point down. Stay, up, come, or come. Whichever one feels good for you, okay? The other thing is get your puppy used to their leash. If you have to leave the leash on for a little while, that is okay. But they need to get used to you putting a leash on and taking a leash off. And that's a perfect time to be repeating sit. Make them sit to put on the leash. Make them sit to take off their leash. The next thing is play with your pet while you are giving them their food and water. This will help them be less aggressive with other dogs and other maybe children or other adults when they're around their own food. Very big and important because that can be a very big trigger for certain dogs, especially dogs in a new home where there's a lot of sensory overload and things going on. Okay, don't create problems when there is none. Okay, solve problems, don't create them. Another very big thing is being patient. These are like little babies. They're going to make mistakes. That's okay. But it's how you respond to those mistakes that makes the biggest difference, okay? Beating an animal isn't going to teach them all that much, okay? Anybody that's been bullied, you end up knowing what kind of person you don't want to be. But it doesn't necessarily teach you how to be the person you want to be either. The same thing applies to your puppy or your dog, okay? You need to be patient, but firm and consistent. Another very big thing is playing with your pet's paws. This is going to be it's a very vulnerable thing for your dog. So you really need to play with your dog's paws right as soon as you get your pet, okay? I started playing with Slinky's paws the day I got him, and I was so excited. And playing with his paws every single day got him used to being handled with his paws. So now, his whole entire life, I've been able to cut his own nails myself very safely. Why? Because I took the time and I was consistent, I was repetitive, and I was persistent about playing with his paws. These are some basic tips and tricks for starting to adjust in a new home. Buy the equipment that you need. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive. Invest in some puppy pads, some basic leashes. You do not necessarily need a big, fancy, retractable leash. You want to start with small ones, okay? This is going to make sure you have control of your pet when you are taking them out in public places, especially if you live in a city, in an apartment where you don't have access to your own yard. Your pet will be around people. You need to be very careful in those types of situations. That could be very sensory overload to your pet. So getting your pet to know heel, sit, stay, down is very good for your pet because it's going to keep you safe as well as your pet. So these are some basic tips and tricks. Be sure to follow Slinky on Instagram at slinky.theweenie for more healthy tips and tricks for a healthy, happy home. Thank you so much, guys.